Hello, you guys. Welcome to my channel, All Things Melisha, where I discuss a lot about what's going on in the political world, but also topics that pertain to everyday life in general. If you are a subscriber to my channel, I just want to take this time to say thank you so much for your support. I really enjoy engaging with you guys, reading your comments, and getting your thoughts on the topics that I discuss. If you are new to my channel and any of my topics of discussion interest you, feel free to hit the like button for your girl. Don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. Also, you guys, if you can, hit that bell notification for me as well, because someone came up in my comments and they were saying that they weren't seeing my videos. And I'm a new YouTuber, and so I haven't really gotten into the algorithm yet. I know you have to post consistently to be able to have YouTube push your videos out more, and I did take a few days off from YouTube, and so that kind of knocked me back a little bit, but I'm trying to pick it back up, you guys, so bear with me. But yeah, if you will, please hit that bell notification button as well, so that whenever I post something, you will be notified. So you guys, here we are again, Sunday, and this is a worship day across the country for most people. And from time to time, I like to come on here and give a word of encouragement. I'm not sure if most of my subscribers are Christians or not. I know not everyone believes the same, but for myself, I was brought up in a Christian household, okay? I was the daughter of a minister, so I was in church every single Sunday, you guys, like clockwork, okay? And some of my favorite church memories as a child was eating candy, chewing gum, and laying in the laps of my elders to take a nap. It was just something so peaceful about that church sleep that you can get. And maybe it was because the Spirit of the Lord was there, okay? And church was so different back then, you guys. Not to say that there aren't still some churches that have that Spirit of the Lord in them, but there are a lot of churches that have conformed to worldly practices. But back then, I remember being a child and witnessing people really have like moments of deep conviction. I mean, I would see thugs cry. I would see, because we lived in a neighborhood where my mother used to go out and witness to the kids. And in the area we lived in, it wasn't a great area. There was a lot of drug dealing that would go on, and a lot of the neighborhood kids would call my mom the church lady, because she would go out and witness and invite them to come to church. They'll be outside shooting dice or, on the corner waiting to sell something, and she'll go out there and witness to them and get them to come to church and stuff. And, it was just growing up in that era where people were more serious about trying to spread the word of God. And I know not everybody believes the same, like I said, before, but that's just what I was brought up in. So you tend to kind of repeat what you know. Some people, they learn as they go. Others repeat what they know. But yeah, so I just wanted to come on here today and just share a few words of encouragement along the lines of the topic, God is in control. Living in today's society, it's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to get lost and to turn this way and that way for answers instead of looking up to the hills from which cometh your help. Like David said, my help coming from the Lord. And when you look at the things that are going on in the political world, you guys, one president comes in, another one goes out, another one comes in. Things are constantly changing. That right there alone should let us know that man is not in control. No matter how high of a status a person accomplishes or obtains, we are only here but for a few days. Some of us longer than others, but we all have to go. And there is only one being, if you are a believer, that has been here from the beginning of time, that's here now, and that will be here long after we are gone, and that is God. So believing that, we know that he is in control. And our Bible teaches us that he is in control not only of the good, but he's in control of the evil as well. And a lot of people tend to, question God and why is it if there's a God, why does he let all this bad stuff happen to us? And why does he let innocent people die? And why this and why that? And you guys, I don't have the answer to everything, but I know someone that knows it all, and that is God. And one thing that I know about God is that he gives us a free will. Okay? He doesn't impose himself on us, but he will tell us that you have a choice, life or death. Choose life. Okay? And a lot of people, we get caught up in the world. We get caught up in what this world has to offer, which is only temporary satisfaction. We get caught up in so many things that pull us away from who's actually in control. We get to, like I said, looking at everything. We want to get opinions from our friends. We look for opinions from our family members. We look for opinions from our coworkers. We look for opinions from seemingly every other source except for the source that created us and that was here before us and that will be here after us. We get caught up in going to psychics and looking at the horoscopes and things like that. And I do believe that God does give people the gift of prophecy and the gift to be able to, he gives some people, I should say, the gift of prophecy and the gift to be able to see what's going to happen before it happens. I do believe that because I have been a witness to that myself, where he has given me dreams and it tends to happen, what I dreamt tend to happen after I dreamt it. And it was happening so frequently at one point that when I would have a dream, I would go and share with my mom so that she could be a witness, so that when it happened, I can let her know, remember when I told you I had a dream about that? That's how frequently God would show me things through my sleep that would actually come to pass after I dreamt it. And so when you have an experience like that, you tend to become a believer. Okay, a lot of belief is based off of experience. That's why I don't like to get into debates with people about the Bible and about, you believe who you believe in, what you believe in, because a lot of people's beliefs are going to be based off of their experience. And my experience causes me to believe in Jesus Christ, because there has been times where I have called on that name, and there have been times where I have prayed sincerely and earnestly in that name, and I have received an answer and have received manifestation of what it was that I was praying about. So when you have those type of experiences, like supernatural experiences that you don't get every day, that will make you believe, okay, it's something about this, because I know that this is not natural for me to be able to see something in my sleep and then it happens after the fact, or be able to see something or hear something and then a total stranger comes up to me and confirms what I saw. Okay, that's when you know, okay, it's a higher power that is working in this universe, higher than a president, higher than a king. Our Bible tells us he's the King of kings. He's the Lord of lords. And he is concerned in the affairs of man. A lot of times we like to look at man and we see people that have gained much wealth and much success, like the likes of Elon Musk and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and the Donald Trumps of the world and Oprah Winfrey's of the world, people that have gained an amassed amount of influence and wealth. But my Bible says that he owns the cattle up on 1,000 hills. Okay, there is nothing that's made that he did not create. So he's in charge of everything. He's in charge of the good and he's in charge of the evil. So we have to be mindful that he alone is in control. And there's so many scriptures in the Bible where God kept repeatedly saying that I alone am God. I looked beside me and there was none other. Because we know that sometimes when men amass a certain amount of wealth, they tend to think that they have arrived to the God status. Or when you have these politicians that are signing laws and have an influence on governing life and stuff like that, they tend to think that they are God, and it's like we are only here for a few days. Okay? He said our life is like a vapor. It's just like that. And when you think about it, you guys, I had to think about, gosh, Lee, I'm in my, I was about to say how old I am. Well, I don't mind. I'm in my 40s now. It seemed like just the other day I was in my teens. I was in my 20s. I was in my 30s. Now I'm in my 40s. So time is just like, it goes by like that, you guys. And we're only here for a few days. Some of us are fortunate to live longer than others, or whatever the case may be. We're all just here for a certain amount of time. Okay? And so that right there alone should let you know that man is not the supreme being. Okay? Because you cannot keep yourself here. You don't even know when you came. You can't even say how the weather was when you entered into the world. You can't say none of that. You can't even say how your mom looked when you came out of her. You can't say none of that. So we didn't have anything to do with being here. Okay? But we were told that someone knew us before we were formed in our mother's belly. And that someone was God. Okay? So whether you are a believer or not, you have to agree that there is a higher being than us, than mankind. Okay? Because none of us can stay. And once we leave, I have yet to see anyone return. I may see some people that have passed on, in a dream, but I have yet to see one appear again in the flesh. Okay? So we have to be mindful of who's really in control. And there are several instances in the Bible, you guys. I'm not going to be long, but I just wanted to, share a couple of incidences in the Bible, if I'm saying it correctly, where there were circumstances that seemed like it was no way out. Okay, it was like, how in the world are we going to overcome this? Like one, when the children of Israel had to go through the Red Sea and God took that water. Can you imagine a Red Sea being divided and the children of Israel being able to come through on dry land? Like, in your natural mind, that's impossible. I was on a cruise here probably about a little over a year ago. And when we got out in the water, I stepped out on the balcony, and as far as I can see in every direction, you guys, it was nothing but water. And I don't know how deep it ran down, but I just know as far out as I can look, it was nothing but water. And you just imagine all of that being split and formed like two walls on each side where children of Israel can come through. Yeah, God did it. He can do that. Our Bible teaches us that he created the heaven and the earth. He's in control of all of the elements. He gave the sea her boundaries to say you can't cross unless he tells you can cross. Because you see there's incidences where he has allowed the sea to come over those boundaries. So when you have tsunamis or certain earthquakes or, things that happen that causes the sea to overflow. But God is in control of all of it, you guys. He's in control of the good and he's in control of the evil. Just like when Daniel had to face those lions, okay, because he was conspired against. God shut the mouth of the lions. A circumstance where you would say, oh man, that's his fate. It's over for him. You in a lion's den? Yeah, it's over for you. But no, God was in control of that circumstance. The 3 Hebrew boys that had to go through the fiery furnace because they were conspired against. God was in the midst of that fire and kept them from being burned. And they told the king, they said, be it known unto you, we may burn, but we're not going to bow. And when you have that type of faith, you guys, that means that you have really been in tune with God. Because a lot of us, we could say we know God and we could say, I never deny you, God. Like Peter said, I'll never deny you. I won't do this. I won't do that. Kept saying it. And then the instance something came up where it was life or death. I don't know the man. And that's, common for a lot of us. But I feel like when you have that connection with God, like that deep connection where you spending time in his word, you really or like just engulfing yourself in his word, he'll give you that boldness and he'll give you that strength to be able to overcome certain circumstances. Like you guys, I don't know, some may not agree, some may, but I look at Donald Trump and I say, this guy has gone through a lot. Okay, he's a billionaire, and I know if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't be nowhere near y'all. I wouldn't be trying to fight for nothing. I'd be somewhere on the beach enjoying my family and enjoying my life, especially if I was in my later years like him. Okay, I wouldn't be dealing with this constant negativity, constant passion, all these threats and going to jail, or threats of this and threats of that. Oh, I don't got time for what? Okay, but sometimes God will use people to further accomplish His will on the earth. And some people will say, "Oh, he's not a man of God. He's a racist. He's this. He's that." God can use anybody. Okay, God used murderers. He used adulterers. He used harlots. He used liars. God can use anybody to further His agenda. He and He alone is in control, you guys. So I just wanted to share that if somebody needed that, just to know that, instead of looking here, what you think, girl? Hey, mom, what you think? Or your boyfriend, what you think? Or your coworkers, what you think? You get right in here. Let me see what God thinks about this situation. Let me talk to my owner, okay? Let me see what he has to say about this situation. You say, well, how can I hear back from God? First, pour yourself out to Him, sincerely, openly, honestly, and then just wait on Him. And He'll reveal Himself to you. He said, if you seek me, I will be found. And I definitely have had several incidences where when I sincerely, not when I was coming to Him out of anger or just, a miss, but when I sincerely, like wholeheartedly was in tune with trying to get an answer from Him and trying to talk to Him, He revealed Himself, you guys. I've had experiences where I talked to Him about situations I was going through, and the very next day, He confirmed it through a total stranger. And that's happened to me on multiple occasions. Or I have a dream about something and He'll allow me to see an answer in my dream. Okay, or I dream about things and it would happen after the fact. So God will definitely reveal Himself to you once you get into Him. Okay, the more you put in, the more you get out. Okay, so just keep that in mind, you guys. I don't want to hold you. I just wanted to share that with you because you may be going through something, if you're not, or you may go through something later on in life. It's just always good to know who's in control and to know that we can always freely go to Him and speak to Him about anything, any of our concerns, and that He is willing to answer us, because He said, if you seek me, I will be found. If you knock, the door shall be opened unto you. So let's keep that in mind, you guys. With everything that's going on, God is in control. Thank you guys for your time. Appreciate you. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit that bell notification button for me. And I will be checking back in with you guys later. Happy Sunday.